Near-death experiences, or NDEs, are profound events that often alter the perceptions and beliefs of those who experience them. They are characterized by a set of sensations, including visions of walking through a tunnel, encountering bright lights, or feelings of peace beyond understanding. While science grapples with explanations, those who have had these experiences frequently attribute deep spiritual significance to them. This story unfolds around an elderly woman named Helen, who claims that her brief encounter with death brought her face to face with a divine message from Jesus himself. Helen was no stranger to skepticism. Having lived a life grounded in practicality, she often dismissed spiritual encounters as figments of the imagination. But everything changed one fateful morning, challenging the very foundations of her disbelief. Helen, a retired school teacher, lived a quiet life in a small coastal town. She enjoyed simple pleasures, tending to her garden, reading classic literature, and Sunday dinners with her close-knit family. Her pragmatic approach to life meant that spiritual realms were topics of little interest. As Helen aged, her health began to wane. Heart troubles, followed by breathing issues, became her daily foes, yet she faced them with the resilience she displayed in other areas of her life. Little did she know, her resilience was about to be tested in a way she never imagined. One chilly November morning, Helen suffered a severe heart attack. It was so sudden and intense that she found herself on the brink of death. This event was the beginning of an experience that would not only challenge her skepticism, but also transform her understanding of life and spirituality. It started like any other day. Helen woke up early, made her tea, and sat down with a book. But soon, she felt an unusual tightness in her chest. The pain escalated quickly, and before she knew it, Helen was slipping away, consciousness fading, her surroundings blurring into darkness. During the moments that Helen's heart stopped, she experienced what she could only describe as a journey out of her physical body. She found herself moving through a long tunnel towards an overwhelmingly bright light that exuded warmth and love. It was a sensation unlike anything she had ever known, transcending any physical contact or emotional joy she had experienced in her life. As Helen moved closer to the light, her fear dissipated, replaced by a profound sense of peace. She felt her burdens lift and a clarity of thought she never thought possible. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, and Helen found herself in a space that felt sacred and infinitely welcoming. It was there, in that moment of ethereal calm, that Helen encountered a figure she instinctively knew to be Jesus. He appeared not as the traditional images often portrayed, but as a presence of pure, radiant love. His message to her was simple, yet profound. Love and forgive, as you are loved and forgiven. This message, though brief, struck a chord deep within Helen. It was a call to accept a life of deeper spiritual connection, to view every interaction with compassion, and to disseminate the unconditional love she had felt during those timeless moments. When Helen's pulse returned, so did she, back to the stark white of the hospital room, the beeping of machines piercing her newfound tranquility. She opened her eyes to the concerned faces of medical staff bustling around, her family clutching her hands, tears of relief streaming down their faces. As she recuperated, Helen's mind often replayed the vivid details of her experience. The message from Jesus was etched in her heart, and she felt an urgent need to share it. Her recovery was not just physical, but spiritual. She was a changed woman, compelled by a divine encounter that reshaped her reality. The changes in Helen were evident to all who knew her, from her renewed vigor in connecting with others to her spontaneous acts of kindness. Helen embodied the message she had received. She began organizing gatherings, not to preach, but to share her story, and the simple yet powerful directive she was given: to love and forgive. This new chapter of her life was marked by an openness that drew people to her. Helen's story became a source of inspiration and curiosity. She spoke at local events, participated in discussions, and even wrote articles, always highlighting the powerful impact of love and forgiveness she had been shown during her near-death experience. Despite the warmth with which Helen accepted her new life mission, not everyone was ready to accept her story. Some family members, while relieved at her recovery, were skeptical of the spiritual significance she attached to her experience. Friends and neighbors, too, were divided. While many were curious and listened intently as she shared her encounter, others doubted, attributing her experience to the effects of medication or the brain's response to trauma. Helen found solace and validation from unexpected quarters. Individuals who had similar experiences reached out, sharing their own stories that bore striking resemblances to hers. This mutual sharing fostered a supportive environment that strengthened her resolve. Medical professionals who specialize in near-death studies also offered explanations that dovetailed with her experience, suggesting that such phenomena might not be as rare or inexplicable as commonly thought. The push and pull between skepticism and support did little to sway Helen's commitment. She understood that her experience, while deeply personal, was also part of a larger tapestry of human experiences that pointed to a reality beyond the physical world as understood by modern science. Helen's story gradually began to resonate beyond her immediate circle, touching the lives of those who heard her speak at conferences and read her articles. The message she shared was not just about the spiritual revelation she had received. It was also a call to re-examine the values that guided everyday life. Her message also sparked interest in the study of near-death experiences within academic and scientific circles. Researchers interested in the intersection of spirituality and science began to seek her out, eager to understand more about her experience and to explore the implications it could have for the study of consciousness and human spirituality. In essence, Helen's experience served as a catalyst for dialogue among diverse groups: those who seek spiritual solace, those intrigued by the psychological aspects of near-death phenomena, and those who view such experiences through the lens of neuroscience. Each perspective offered different insights, but all were united in their recognition of the profound impact such experiences could have on individual lives and collective understanding. As Helen continued to share her message, she remained grounded in the truth of her experience, offering it as a testament to the possibility of something greater than what can be seen or scientifically quantified. Her story is not just a recounting of a personal spiritual encounter, but a reminder of the universal need for connection, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the mysteries that surround our existence. Helen's narrative eventually attracted the attention of various experts who were intrigued by her claims and eager to analyze them from their specialized viewpoints. Theologians discussed the implications of her message within the context of religious texts, pondering the consistency of her experience with classical spiritual teachings about afterlife encounters. They debated the nature of messages like the one Helen received, considering whether they should be seen as literal communications from divine entities or symbolic manifestations of the subconscious mind during extreme stress. Psychologists and neurologists also weighed in, exploring the psychological impact of near-death experiences. They discussed how the brain reacts to severe trauma and the possibility that such experiences could be explained through natural processes, such as the release of endorphins or other neurochemicals during critical situations. Yet they also acknowledged that the transformative effects of these experiences are real and can lead to significant and lasting changes in personality and outlook, which goes beyond simple biochemical explanations. These interviews provided a broader context for understanding Helen's experience, highlighting both spiritual and scientific perspectives. They helped to bridge the gap between differing viewpoints, offering a comprehensive look at the phenomenon that respects both the personal nature of such experiences and the need for rigorous scientific inquiry. We end this video by encouraging you to explore their own spiritual beliefs, to discuss and debate these ideas with others, and to consider how transformative experiences, whether spiritual or deeply personal, can shape our understanding of the world. It leaves the audience with a question: what does it take for us to believe in something beyond our understanding? And how can we apply the principles of love and forgiveness in our own lives? Through Helen's story, we are reminded of the universal themes that connect us all: the search for meaning, the desire for connection, and the enduring hope that there is more to life than what we experience with our senses. Whether one views her experience through the lens of faith, psychology, or scientific skepticism, the core message of compassion and understanding offers a valuable perspective for everyone.